So we've all heard about the Amber Alert, and we've all probably have seen it on a highway, on a sign, when there was a missing child. And the Amber Alert has been in existence since 1996. But in California, that's not good enough, because Governor Gavin Newsom, the wokest Democrat of the woke, signed into law SB 673. And the name of this bill is the Ebony Alert. And this alert is to find missing black people ages 12 to 25. So apparently, the Amber Alert in California is racist.
Governor Newsom signed a law that can help track down young people of color who have disappeared. Tonight, we're getting answers on how the new Ebony Alerts will work and who can benefit from them. California now has a new tool to help find missing black youth. Amber Alerts have been around for 2 decades, and since that time, more than 370 children and at-risk individuals have been located.
Time is of the essence when it comes to an actual alert.
But some critics say African Americans are often overlooked by the notification system.
You see the difference of when white girls go missing and black girls go missing. The sense of urgency is not there.
African Americans, whether they're children or young adults, are often listed as runaways.
State Senator Stephen Bradford is the author of a new law that creates Ebony Alerts for a community disproportionately impacted by missing youth.
African American young individuals make up almost 40% of those individuals who come up missing.
It's going to put significant change in how we react.
Barry Axius with Voice of the Youth says many young women who vanish end up being victims of sex trafficking.
Here in Sacramento, especially, a lot of our girls get exploited.
How is an Ebony Alert different?
Expanding the age from 12 to 25, because right now, a Amber Alert is for 17 years or younger.
Black youth considered at risk or with mental or physical challenges will qualify.
With this, the attention, the need, the urgency, I feel will be met, and it's going to be a game changer.
You saw it and you heard it. Newsom has signed it into law. Why? I don't know, other than I believe he's going to be running for president. He's term limited. He can't run for re-election as governor. He's trying to accumulate support. So by putting the Ebony Alert into effect that was put forth by a black senator, it just gives him some credibility in the black community. We all know what California looks like. Every single community is loaded with homelessness. Crime is out of control. But Gavin Newsom doesn't care about that. He cares about showing the black people how much he cares about the missing children. To me, this is nothing more than a political game, because the Amber Alert, again, has been in effect since 1996, and it was put in effect after a young girl named Amber Hagerman was abducted while out riding her bike with her brother, and her mutilated body was found 4 days later in a creek only several miles from her house. So Dallas-Fort Worth broadcasters, along with local police, got together and they developed the Amber Alert system. And it's been in effect for 2 decades. And it has found hundreds of missing children. And you heard one of the gentlemen in that video clip say that women are sex trafficked and exploited. In Sacramento, there's a lot of sex exploitation of minors. But does he fail to realize that that happens all over the country, all over the world? It's not common just to California, and it's not common to just African American females. But being in California, you have to go along with the woke, because anything that's been around for years and years and years that works apparently is not good enough for certain people. Because, like I said in the beginning, the Amber Alert must be racist. Because when there's an Amber Alert, when you're driving down the highway and you see it on a sign above your head, it doesn't say, we're looking for a little white girl. No, they're looking for a missing child. It doesn't say we're looking for a little Spanish girl or a little Asian boy. No, they're looking for a missing child. So this Ebony Alert, which I really don't have a problem with, but why now? Late in 2023, when we all know Joe Biden most likely will not make it to the finish line next year for the election, and Gavin Newsom has been doing a countrywide tour touting his successes in California, what makes you think that this isn't just another political game by a Democrat to get the support of a certain group of people? To me, that's all this is. Gavin Newsom needs to focus on the problems in California. For instance, the homelessness, the drug addiction, the tent cities all over the streets in almost every neighborhood. They do not see it. They do not care about it because that is not going to bring them votes, because a lot of people there have had it with the woke Democrats who run that state and who have run that state into the ground. So they needed to come up with a plan to say, we got to do this because we got to go after that vote or that vote. And the Ebony Alert was born. A senator brought it forth, and California, being a mainly Democratic state, of course they passed it. And of course Gavin Newsom signed it into law. So now we're going to have 3 alerts as far as I know. We have the Amber Alert. We have a Silver Alert for missing elderly people. And the Ebony Alert will only be for African Americans aged 12 to 25. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me, because the Amber Alert is for any and all children who are abducted, and the police are notified right away, and the alert goes out in whatever community it happens in. But again, if you listen to people in that clip, they're not concentrating on black people missing. They're not focusing like they would focus on a white person or somebody else. The blacks are overlooked, according to people in California. And I'm here to tell you that's a crock of shit. This is just the Democrats being Democrats and not taking care of real problems, but putting something in place in the hopes that they will gain support when they no longer can run for a certain office and they have their sights set on something higher. That's what this is. Gavin Newsom is a no-good Democrat, especially because he's tied to Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden. He needs to get out of office in Cali and go away. God forbid if he ever became the president of this country. Do you think it's bad now with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? Every single street in every community in every state would be a homeless encampment. They'd be giving away money like it grew on trees so people could stay home and whine that they don't want to work. The kids today, I don't want to get up in the morning. I can't be on time. All that nonsense. That's what would happen. So Amber Alert, Silver Alert, Ebony Alert. Okay, if that's what they think they need, they can have it. I think it's nonsense, and I think it's just another Democrat playing political games to do nothing more than to gain support for himself. And that is it. This is unbelievable with the problems we're seeing in this country today. This is the stuff that politicians focus on. And a missing child is no laughing matter, so don't get me wrong, okay? But there's nothing wrong with the Amber Alert that's been in place for 2 decades. But of course, they had to change it because the black people who go missing are overlooked. That's a crock of shit as far as I'm concerned. And that's it. So thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, you won't miss an episode. Share this video with someone. I'd appreciate that, because people need to see what politicians are really doing instead of focusing on the big problems. Because that's what this is. Taking away from something big and putting it towards something that may gain him some support. I hope everybody's healthy and safe. And excuse my dog barking in the background. He wants to come in the room, and I'm not going to let him. Have a great night, and I'll see you soon.